It's getting more intense out there by the day. Round 1 of KHL playoffs is already 3 games deep, and it's just awesome. My name is Andreas Sachenko, and this is your daily KHL update. Red Army hosts SKA St. Petersburg tonight. Game 3, SKA leads the series 2-0. Late in the first, Red Army is on a power play. Andrew Leeson drives to the net. He's stopped, but Igor Grigorenko puts the biscuit in the jar. Red Army has their first lead of the series, 1-0. SKA doesn't like the way things are panning out for them, and we have a massive brawl on our hands. The stars of the show are Evgeny Kedov and Jan Murshak. No gloves are dropped, it's more of a wrestling match between them, but it's a ferocious one. Alright boys, break it up, we're moving on to the second period now. SKA is on a power play this time around. Roman Cherenka feeds Patrick Thorsen in front, and he ties the game up once again. Thorsen with his second goal of the playoffs, and that's gonna do it for scoring in regulation. Overtime now, when we get a controversial call here. Alexa Prigin is gonna get 2 minutes for slashing, although Alexei Semyonov appears to be the guilty party. Ensuing power play, Roman Cherenka is set for a shot, and he fires it home. Game over, Cherenka wins it for SKA, and Red Army is not gonna be very happy about that. SKA takes a 3-0 lead in the series with a controversial call in place. Lokomotiv hosts Dynamo, Game 3. Can Loko get a W tonight? First period, Lokomotiv is on a power play. Jeff Blatt is set for a shot, and what a cracker that is. Jeff Blatt scores his first of the playoffs, and it's 1-0 Lokomotiv. A little later, Martin Carson steals the puck short-handed. He's in on a breakaway, but he's stopped by Curtis Sanford. He's gonna shake his head later on tonight because of that. Ugly stuff coming up. Ref Eduard Orange can't avoid the collision. He's knocked down, and his kid gets into Yegor Averin's face. Ouch. That doesn't look very nice for either of them. Averin seems to be alright, but Orange heads for the dressing room to catch his breath. Late in the second now, Loko's on a power play again. Alex Chernikov has the puck behind the net, tries to fool Yarmik on a wraparound. No good. That trick worked for him in Game 2, but not tonight. Early in the third now, Leo Komarov with a scoring chance, and he's hauled down. And it's gonna be a penalty shot too. Leo skates in, he goes versus Curtis Sanford, and he scores! Leo brings the game back to even and taunts the Yaroslavl crowd. In other words, Leo is just being Leo. Overtime? No! Just a few minutes later, Yunus Hollis drags the puck into the zone. Yuri Petrov has it, Hollis has it again, Petrov shoots, and he scores! Lokomotiv retakes the lead midway through the final frame, and that's gonna last till the final buzzer as well. Lokomotiv gets their first win of the series, and it's 2-1 now. Barry Brost and Medveshek face Petr Vahin and Lev Prague. Should be a great game. We pick it up from midway through the second period. Lev is short-handed. Martin Tormik is in on a partial breakaway. No dice, but his Swedish buddy is going to help him out. Patrick Zacherson feeds him for another go, and this time Tormik buries it. 1-0 Lev, and Medveshek has problems. And 3 minutes later, Lev makes it 2-0 as Miho Repik scores a home run. That's what I would call it. Terrific hand-eye coordination, and Lev has 2 unanswered goals on the board. But 30 seconds later, Ivan Shvarny takes a shot from the blue line. Vekhanen stops it, but the puck still goes in off Boyd Kane. Ugly, pretty, nobody keeps track of that this time. It's in the net, and it's 2-1. Later in the period now, Sasha Martinovic jumps out of the penalty box, gets on a breakaway, and he's chopped down by Martin Schafts. That's a penalty shot in any league, and Sasha Martinovic makes it count. Who knew he had this kind of skill in him, eh? We're tied at 2s after 40. But it's not gonna end well for Medveshek. Midway through the third, David Olstrom beats Barry Brost for the long shot to make it 3-2. Late in the period, Martin Torvik scores his second of the night and fourth of the playoffs already as he keeps Mikko Mayenpa's shot in. That's 4-2 now with just over 3 minutes to go. And with less than a minute to go in regulation, Petr Vrana scores his second of the playoffs unassisted, and that's it. Medveshek loses to Lev again. They haven't won a game against them ever. Lev won both games in the regular season and 3 in the series so far. 5-2 is your final. Lev leads the series 3-0. This is Riga, and this is playoffs. It's hotter than ever in Latvia. Dynamo meets Donbass. Game 3, Donbass leads 2-0. And Donbass gets on the board first on this one as well. Maxim Kutseny beats Michael Telquist, and we have our first goal of the night, 1-0. Late in the period, Dynamo's on a power play. Marcel Hose ties it up. He tipped Sandy Solzhenitsyn's shot, and it's 1-1. Hose has a big night ahead of him too. Second period now, Maxim Kutseny feeds Evgeny Dodonov in front, and he nets it. Yakutsenko was his second point of the night, Zidonov was his second of the series, and it's 2-1 Donbass. But just 2 minutes later, Mariusz Bichevsky shoots from the blue line, and that fools Michael Layton. Before too long, we're tied at 2s. A few moments later, Lukasz Kasper finds himself on a breakaway, doesn't get the shot he wanted away, but that still beats Michael Tellqvist. Tellqvist is swapped with Jakub Sedlacek after this, and bright things are coming Dynamo's way. Riga ties the game up before the second intermission. Jens Meyer with a nice wraparound for the second of the playoffs. It's 3-3 now. Just a few minutes later, Marcel Hauser gets the puck behind the net, gains some room in front, and he scores his second of the night. Layton looks pissed off, but Riga finally gets the first lead of the game, 4-3. Less than a minute into the third now, Andris Dzierench improves Dynamo's lead to 5-2 as he scores his first of the playoffs. Hauser gets an assist on this play, and his fellow Slovakian Jan Laco replaces Layton in Donbass's goal after this. Not gonna help though, Alexander Nijivi sets up Kristaps Sotniks in front, and he brings the score up to 6-3. Incredible. Hauser gets his fourth point of the night on this play, and Nijivi draws his third assist. And just 37 seconds later, Lauris Darčić scores another one to make it 7-3, and that's gonna do it. Riga finally gets a W on the series, but Donbass still leads 2-1. Game 4 is on tomorrow. One more game to talk about. Slovan Bratislava lost to Dynamo Minsk their second qualifier game for the Nadezhda Cup, and Minsk proceeds to the next round where they're gonna face Atlanta. And that's it for a daily KHL update. 8 more games tomorrow to enjoy, so you'd better get some rest. My name is Andreas Sachenko, and I'll see you guys soon.